And I'd like to welcome back everybody watching on Kazoom.com and in the United States on ESPN3 to Nantes, France, home of the World Cup of table soccer. We have just had a great semifinal won by Sven WONSYLD of Denmark. We now move to the final as Ryan Moore, the American, will face the Danish superstar Sven WONSYLD. Ryan Moore, of course, the 2010 all-around world champion, one of the great players in the history of the sport. And now we will get a chance, Ben Mason, to see the multi-table format. Ryan Moore's home table is that one, the one with the blue top. That is Fireball.
Yeah, and I think for me, this is a very tough game for Sven WONSYLD. Ryan is the form player in this competition at the moment.
There you see Ryan Moore, the American. He'll be on the left side of your screen, and on the right, once again, Sven WONSYLD of Denmark will start with the first game on the Fireball table. It is a best 3 games out of 5 match for the title. We'll move to the second game on Sven WONSYLD's home table, the Bonzini. Back and forth until we get to the 5th game, and we'll address that if and when it comes. But it's really one of the great formats in the world of table soccer. There you see Robert Atha, who will be our head official. Bernhard Wagner will be the timer as we get this World Championship final underway.
Yeah, and I think Sven here is the underdog. I think for Sven to have a good chance of winning, a 50-50 chance, he would have wanted the first game on his home table. But Sven is a very talented player, a very talented multi-table player, so will probably be able to do very well.
WONSYLD will have the first scoring opportunity of the match as he sets up the snake shot and strokes it home far side.
That's great signs from Sven. A lovely pass, a well-executed shot. He certainly does have a fireball game.
And his Fireball game includes a snake shot. Ryan Moore just wanted to have a look at it, and Sven was able to find the far side of the goal. Ryan, an ultra-talented player, a man who has been playing the sport of table soccer since he was probably 5 or 6 years old, has grown up as a second-generation player, and has become, over the last 6, 7, 8 years, one of the great players that the sport has ever seen. He is a 5-time world champion. He is a world champion on 3 different styles of table.
Not many players can say they've done that. There's very, very few.
WONSYLD leading 1-0 here in game number 1. And in this kind of format, it's really all about stealing a game on your opponent's table. Sven WONSYLD up 1-0 here on his opponent's home table, but that's really what it takes to win world championships. You have to steal games on your opponent's home table. WONSYLD looking to go up 2-0.
What I think Sven needs to maybe look at doing, it's a big statement, is just looking to clear from the back. I don't think he needs to be looking to shoot big, booming goal scoring opportunities. Just clearing the ball, getting it past Ryan's 3, Ryan's 5, making Ryan then work the ball back at the table. I think that's a better tactic than looking to try and score plenty of goals, because I don't think it's going to happen.
No, he's not a great scorer from the 2-rod, especially on this table or on something beyond the Fireball, and even on, or rather on the Bonzini. But even on the Bonzini, he's a passing goalie.
Yeah.
Here's Ryan using the snake shot, walking it around, then try to go back to that far side, blocked by WONSYLD. However, Ryan Moore, when he has the ball in the goal area, is an outstanding shooter, one of the best in the world. Also a great shooter here. Ryan likes to walk it around, look for the hole, throw in a fake, and then tried to come down the middle. WONSYLD with a big block there, and I think that's something we're going to have to see from Sven, is some good defense against Ryan Moore's snake.
And the other thing I think Sven needs to be conscious of, is if something's working, sticking to it. So for example, he shot that first shot as a push side snake. He shot it, he scored it. Then he tried his next one as a pull. For me, it's one of those things, if you hit something a couple of times and it's working, stick with it. Make the defender show you it's not there.
Ryan Moore shows him that the ball is no longer there as he fires that one down the middle. It's 1-1.
Do you see my point, Jim? I think it's something you've got to stick with.
One here in game number 1. Jim Stevenson, Ben Mason, and the Kazoom.com crew bringing you the excitement of professional table soccer from the World Cup. Ryan tried to angle that one towards the goal after the block. Sven able to pick this one up on his 5-rod. He'll look to advance it. And Sven WONSYLD, you can tell, trained back home on the fireball table apparently, because he plays on it pretty well, while the Bonzini is certainly the dominant table in Denmark. Many of these top professional players have all or some of the tables. Beautiful shot near side here off that snake shot set by WONSYLD. It's 2-1.
Great depth. This. Look how far out he gets this. Right back into that near side. Good length. Really square. It's an excellent shot.
It's 2-1 in favor of WONSYLD here in game number 1. Ryan Moore sits and then nails that wall pass, something he does very well. Ryan walking it. And stroking it home far side.
I think Ryan Moore's realised he's actually got a real game on his hands here.
Yeah, I don't know that these two have ever faced each other. If they have, it would have been at this event, probably.
Maybe a Nations Cup match.
Perhaps so.
In fact, they were in the groups last year together, weren't they?
It's 2-2 here in game number 1.
It was the group of death. Austria, America, Denmark.
Most of the players in this event and in the doubles tomorrow, and even in the World Cup team event, have a home table that they specialize on. But then you have a handful of tables, and one of those guys, or a handful of players rather, who can play on all the different tables, and that's not easy to do. As we've talked about, there are differences, some of them rather significant. But there are 4 or 5, maybe 6 players in the world who you would consider really good on all the different tables. And it's not an easy thing to do, which is why there are only that few.
Sadly, one of those is refereeing the final. Robert Ather from Great Britain, who'd be in that 5 or 6 without any shadow of a doubt. But he had a disappointing open singles and finished 17th.
Ryan Moore tried to go to the short side with that pull shot from goal. Remains 2-2 here in game number 1. Players still kind of in a feeling out stage early on in this match. Sven slowing the tempo down, and oftentimes that's a good idea, especially going up against a player that you're probably the underdog against. Nice pass along that wall by Moore.
Great pass. The reason that's so good, folks, is he's got an option off it. He can go to the pass he did there, or he can hit it through the lane to the middleman.
And down the middle he goes here off that snake shot set, and Ryan Moore starting to heat up here in game number 1. (3-2) in favor of Moore on his home table, the fireball. And WONSYLD can't connect, so Sven got off to the quick start. But it's been Ryan Moore who has scored the last 2 to surge ahead. And Ryan really good at shooting the ball from this position. Tries to come down the middle. That one blocked by the 5-rod of WONSYLD. Comes back to Moore.
Have a look at WONSYLD's defence. Look what I was talking about earlier, where he's got his goalie set up. He's got his goalie set up and forked into that position. Into that position where he can hopefully block Ryan's big long pull shot and use his 5 and his 3 to spike it elsewhere.
Ryan looks for a 4-2 lead. Moore tried to go back to the far side. WONSYLD doing a good job defensively. Remains 3-2 here in game number 1. We have a timeout. Look here, you can see the snake shot grip where he moves it back and forth using his wrist, and then he'll flip it over to shoot the ball either near corner, far corner, or down the middle. Really get a great look here at the snake shot. 3-2 lead for Moore. WONSYLD able to brush this pass down along that near wall.
He's really got that wall pass going nicely, isn't he, Jim? We know he can go push. We know he can go pull. Let's see what he's got.
Try to come near side quickly.
Didn't wait, did he? That's the difference. He didn't take his time. Both times he scored, he's given it a chance. He had a look at the hole.
Yeah, it's beneficial oftentimes to take 6 or 7 or 8 seconds after setting it up. The opponent doesn't know where you're going to shoot. He doesn't know when you're going to shoot. You've got those two variables to work with, and you need to utilize them to the best of your ability. And perhaps Sven rushed that effort on that last possession. Ryan able to pick it up here on the 5. Ryan Moore out of Aurora, Colorado in the United States. Sven WONSYLD, I believe, a resident of Copenhagen in Denmark.
I believe, yeah. The two biggest regions of Denmark football. We've got Nantes and Copenhagen.
Copenhagen home to the far side is WONSYLD. It's 3-3. Sticking around here in game number 1 based on quality efforts like that.
Very close to losing that rod, wasn't he? He was very close to a spin. He just managed to keep hold of it in the crook of his index finger.
Yeah, you are not allowed to spin the rod. I know many of you who have competed it or played at your local tavern have a lot of fun spinning it, but it is not legal in professional table soccer. It cannot spin more than 360 degrees before or after striking the ball. Ryan Moore looking to strike this ball to the back of the goal. And he does. So Moore surges ahead here in game number 1 on his home table. The Fireball. He's up 4-3. Ryan Moore looking for his 2nd career multi-table world championship.
Great shot.
He's a goal away from getting on the scoreboard first here in this match and winning game number 1. Only one other player has ever won the ITSF multi-table world championship more than once. That's the sport's greatest player, Frédéric Collignon, who won it 5 different times. And taken away here again by Moore.
His consecutive streak was only interrupted by Ryan Moore in 2010.
Ryan did beat the great Belgian Collignon, who is in semi-retirement.
He's nearer full than semi at the moment. He's playing more at the moment, enjoying the club scene.
4-3 lead for Ryan Moore. And Ryan's got a chance to win game number 1 right here. Ryan walks it back and forth, flips it over again, and calls timeout.
For those of you new to table soccer, to foosball, it might surprise you and interest you to know that in Europe there is a very large club scene. There's a developing club scene in America, but in Germany and in Belgium, in France and Holland, there's a very large club scene. Over 60,000 players play every week in the German league. So we've got a strong club scene over here in Europe. They're developing it in the Far East, the Middle East, and in America too.
Ryan Moore will put the ball back into play and look to win game number 1. Moore tried to go to the far side, blocked and taken away by WONSYLD. Sven still hanging around here in game number 1. And taken right back by Moore. Ryan always aggressive. Ryan Moore. Stokes it down the middle, so Ryan comes out to win game number 1 on his home table, 5-3. He has held serve.
Yeah. What an excellent pick this is. Look how tight this gap is. Great pick from Ryan. He sees Sven, bob out to that near side, executes that straight. That's great play from Ryan. He was under a lot of pressure in that game.
And now we'll move over to the home table of Sven WONSYLD, the Bonzini, as we get a look from the upper deck here at the Palais des Sports in Nantes, France. So now as we move to game number 2, there you see the American team, the man down there in the center. That's the greatest player in the history of American table soccer, Todd Lafredo, who is here this weekend for the first time. Has never played for Team USA, but will compete this weekend. And I believe he just won the senior singles world championship.
He did, yeah. Todd Lafredo is now with 29 world championships. Before that, it was only 28. We worked out the American team have got 66 world titles. Well, now 67, of which Todd Lafredo has got 29.
Of course, that's the 8-man American team, which will be competing this weekend in the biggest event, the World Cup. We'll talk more about that as the weekend goes on. Qualification in that event starts tomorrow. You can watch everything at kozoom.com. Go live each day on the internet at kozoom.com at about 1 p.m. Central European Time. Ryan Moore now moving over to the Bonzini table, a table he, again, is very good on, but he's going up against a world champion on this table. And Sven able to find the hole to the far side. It's 1-0.
Look how comfortable he is into this. Little rock, little fake to the near side, fakes back, and then explodes that long push side. Really is an exquisite shot to watch. And a fantastic beard. Both men sporting beards. One sculpted, one more hirsute gentleman, allowing it just to grow freely. Both slightly ginger.
All right. Well done, sir. Ryan Moore will shoot the pull shot on this table and find the straight hole. It's 1-1. Watch this. He sets it up on that far side of the goal. He can go straight, he can go middle, he can go long. He goes straight here to tie it at 1 here in this second game. And if Ryan Moore wins this game on the Bonzini table, it's going to be awfully difficult for Sven WONSYLD to come back. In other words, Sven needs this game. Ryan baiting him for that straight, showing it to him, then taking it away, and then WONSYLD takes the ball all the way out to the far side of the goal. So some good defense by Ryan Moore, but a better shot as he got that one way out there. A 2-1 lead here in game number 2 for Sven. Ryan can't hold on to that pass.
Here we see Sven using that classic 2-5 series he likes to use on Bonzini.
Angled that one towards the goal. That one probably 9 times out of 10 goes in, but somehow the American Ryan Moore was back there waiting for it. What a great play by Moore.
And the nice thing,
he slices it into the goal to the short side. What a turnaround. The great block followed by the finesse shot has evened this second game up at 2 apiece.
the nice thing about the Bonzini, one of the differences is because the men aren't counterbalanced, sometimes if the shot isn't too hard, the man itself will stop the ball. With a fireball, that's not going to happen. The man will simply spin round, the ball will go in.
Ryan Moore has tied it up at 2 here in game 2. Ryan looking at a pull kick and then calling timeout. Ryan Moore just 2 games away from a second career multi-table world championship. It would be his 6th overall world title. And Ryan's still a relatively young man.
Yeah.
I believe he is 26 years old. And with 6 world championships potentially, as we look at the American team, some of the biggest names in the world of table soccer sitting on the American bench cheering their man on. Ryan putting it back into play. Comes down the middle with a shot attempt blocked and taken away by WONSYLD. Sven has had some success shooting it so far. You would think Ryan would have to take away that far side of the goal, which means Sven will look inside, look for a straight, look for a split. Doesn't get a lot behind that shot, but he does get the ball back, and he'll reset it once again, looking for a 3-2 lead. WONSYLD tried to go out to the far side, blocked by Ryan Moore, up into the air and off the table. That means Ryan has earned the right to put the ball back into play. Maybe you can explain the ball off the table rule to those of you that are not familiar with it.
Presumably, if the ball goes off the table, whoever put the inertia or is deemed to have started the ball's movement off the table is the one who's deemed to have committed the foul. The ball will go to the opponent's 2-bar or defensive area. Before the ball can be played again, it must go through what we call our ready protocol, which we must ask the player if they're ready and touch 2 men before advancing it.
And touching the back of the goal here is WONSYLD as he fires that one home to the far side. Ryan Moore thinking straight, thinking split. WONSYLD thinking long. It's 3-2.
Only really had one man defending that goal there, didn't he, with the way Sven's really shooting well on him here.
Of course, it's all a bonus for Ryan Moore if he's able to win on this table. The idea is to hold on your table and then steal perhaps a game, but perhaps only a ball, because in the 5th game we go back and forth between the tables, and if we get there we'll explain that a little farther. And Ryan sets up the pull shot, strokes it home. It's 3-3.
That's deep, that's long, that's powerful, that's everything he wants it to be.
Here in game number 2, a game that Sven WONSYLD, you would think, must win.
To use the baseball analogy here, what Ryan's done now is he's He's shown his regular ball. Maybe let's say he's shown his fastball, that big long pull side. He's shown the fastball 2-3 times. So now what he's opened up is the opportunity to throw that curveball in. He can get that ball to do something different. He's going to hit a little straight or a little split. But he's earned that by establishing that big long. So expect to see Ryan Moore execute a short or a middle as his next shot.
That's not bad for a cricket player.
Well, baseball's just a primitive version of cricket, but...
And you could see there, Ryan Moore got a man on it, but it hit off the man and dropped in. That's a big play and a big score there for WONSYLD. He's up 4-3 here in the second, and we once again have a timeout.
Spent a little bit of time with Ryan earlier, and although he's got a water bottle, he's got hundreds of sachets of this American Kool-Aid powder he's brought with him.
Okay.
He said it keeps me going. I love the Kool-Aid. So he's got hundreds of sachets. This powder he puts in water, gives it a shake, and he's good to go.
Interesting insights from my partner, Ben Mason. Have not heard the words Kool-Aid in many years. Ryan Moore able to pick this one up. Ryan with a chance to tie it up at 4. Trying to get a good set. Oftentimes that can be difficult, but he doesn't need it as he comes back to that short side with that rolling pull shot. It's 4-4.
By rolling, what you mean is he hasn't got a steady set, and he explodes that split because we know he's bought that long.
Ryan Moore in position to possibly steal this second game on Sven's home table, the Bonzini. WONSYLD will look to pass, and he does nicely. Looking to tie the match up at a game apiece. Sven WONSYLD will first call time out and go have a talk with his coach, David Kvistgaard, and get the support of his Danish team.
David Kvistgaard, for me, is one of the greatest coaches in world table soccer and foosball. He's got such an insight into the game. He's a very good reader of situations. He's very good at keeping people calm and also giving them an insight on what to do. And David, he won't mind me saying this, he's not the most talented player in Denmark. He's not even the most top 4 or 5 talented players. But mentally, he's very strong.
Putting the ball back into play is Sven WONSYLD. A chance to win game number 2. Ryan Moore defending. WONSYLD loses it. It comes back to him, and then the quick set far side. It's one game apiece. What a fortunate play right there for WONSYLD.
Everyone's smiling. Even Ryan Moore was smiling.
He loses it, gets it back, knows the clock is running, and has to shoot it quickly and scores it. Huge play for WONSYLD. It's one game apiece.
Even Ryan smiled. He's laughing there. He knew the luck that was on his side. Well, these things sometimes happen.
Table soccer is certainly a game of skill, of great skill, but as in any game that includes a round ball, you're going to have the element of luck rear its ugly head on occasion. All right, tied up at a game apiece. It's best 3 games out of 5 as we now move back over to the fireball table.
So let's look at what we've learned from Sven's performance on the fireball in the first game. Sven was compact. He could go the push, he could go the pull. I don't think we saw him try and execute the straight. We did see that if he rushes it, he doesn't shoot very well. But importantly, what we saw was he did favour the wall pass. So what will Ryan pick up on? Will he give him a straight? Will he give him a bit more wall? These are things to look out for in this match.
Oh, like so many sports, when table soccer is played at the highest level, it is all about making adjustments, reading situations.
Tiny adjustments at times.
Ryan Moore tried to pass it there, couldn't hold on to it. It comes back to Sven. One game apiece. Each player has held serve on their home table. Ryan's so dangerous offensively from this position. Doesn't get much behind that, but fortunately for Moore, he's able to pick it up on his 5, and he'll now look to advance it 5-rod to 3-rod. Again, can't hold on to that pass.
Heavy hands. He looks to have a heavy hand syndrome at the minute, which sometimes happens on this first ball while he's settling down. It's the transition from one style of table with heavy rods to another, much lighter, different type of control. So maybe Ryan's just shaking that rust off from the previous game.
It's one of the things that really is astounding about the best multi-table players. It's their ability to immediately make the transition from one table to a completely different style of table with completely different characteristics.
Yeah.
WONSYLD. Ryan Moore with a block of the pass attempt. Comes back to Sven. One game apiece. No score here in the third game. WONSYLD will set up his snake shot.
He needs to take his time. That's better. Have a look at those holes. Ryan's leaving you a straight. He's leaving you the straight. He's leaving you the straight.
WONSYLD tried to come near corner, blocked and taken away by Ryan.
By the straight, guys, what we mean is when you set that ball up in the middle, it would literally mean flipping the man over and going down the straight. Ryan was leaving a huge straight that whole time, and he just didn't want to take it. He wanted to go push or pull.
Oftentimes the danger is that defender is baiting you for that hole, showing it to you, daring you to shoot it, and then taking it away.
You've got to give it one try, though, haven't you? You've got to see if he's baiting you, because if he's not, you've got a free goal.
And especially if you take your time.
Yeah.
Ryan crisply through that near lane. Now Ryan Moore will look for the early lead here in game 3. It has been a very good defensive match so far. Both players playing very smart defensively. Ryan fires that pull shot wide. Still no score here in game 3. Ryan hammers that shot down the middle and in.
This is ferocious. The lateral speed and then the ability to get so much behind it and square off. Look at the way this rod will bend, the torque he gets on this. Look at that bending rod. Oh, that's pure power foosball right there.
Ryan Moore leading 1-0 here in game number 3.
No finesse, just lots of technique and lots of power.
WONSYLD with a pass along that near wall. Ryan not giving him the wall.
Try that wall again. Have a look at the lane, Sven. Nope, taken away.
Ryan with a nice defensive series there. Back in control on his home table, up 1-0. Again, can't connect on the pass.
I'm just looking to clear here.
And what he means by that is simply you're not trying to necessarily shoot the ball, but just get it up into your offensive zone. It's kind of like in ice hockey when you dump and chase. Get it up there, get your hands up there, grab the rebound. And oftentimes when you do that and you see the stuff of the shot attempt here by Ryan Moore, it's 2-0.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Clear and good things happen. How many times in this game have we seen you've cleared the zone and a ball ricochets into the goal? It lands on your 3. It's not luck. You've actually made the effort to clear the 3 row and the 5 row and get it up there, and you might get a chance. But if you're trying to shoot and someone like Ryan is blocking you, then it's a real risk.
2-0 lead for Ryan Moore here in game number 3. Now, on the other hand, Ryan Moore is such a talented shooter from goal.
Oh.
That one just off the corner. Rebound comes back to WONSYLD on the 3-rod. Sven tried to come near side. There you saw the bait and the switch there as Ryan showed it to him. Raced him out there to block it and take it away. WONSYLD able to pick it up in the goal area.
Sven rushed that a little bit again for me. He's such a good player. He doesn't need to rush. He needs to take his time and, as I say, clear this one out of here. Maybe hit a bank.
And we've got a call. I believe it was a time call. You're allowed 15 seconds in that goal area, and Sven exceeded that. The referee makes the call and awards the ball to the 5-rod of Ryan Moore. And again, Ryan can't connect on the pass. His 5-rod has been a little loose so far.
Yeah, Sven, for me now, it's not been working for him. If it does now, great. But again, it doesn't. He's tried to clear. He's tried to shoot. It hasn't cleared the zone. Ryan's had it on the 5. He stabbed it back, and very lucky that hit the post and came back to him. As I say, it's madness to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result.
Still 2-0 here in game 3. Points hard to come by. It's been a very good defensive match on both sides of the table.
Ryan hasn't had that much ball. Really, Sven's defended him very well on the 5, and Ryan's also dropped a few. What are we going to do here, Sven?
Yeah, Sven's going to fire a shot down the middle and into the goal off that pull shot set. It's 2-1.
That's a good one, but it's been a long time coming. That's cost him 2 possessions and 2 goals. Is it worth it? I don't know. If he scores 2 more, he is.
2-1 lead for Ryan Moore. And again, he doesn't connect on the initial pass, but it banked off that back wall. Ryan able to pick it up on his 3-rod and set it up in snake shot position. And find the hole near side. So Ryan Moore responds, and he's back ahead by 2 goals. A 3-1 lead for Moore. WONSYLD. Pass attempt rattles through. Sven will shoot the snake and look to pull back within 1. WONSYLD. Strokes it home again near side, and the key there, Ben Mason, as we continue to preach, is that he took his time.
Yeah.
Took almost a full complement of time before finding the near corner of the goal. It's now 3-2 in favor of Ryan Moore.
And that foosball psychology side of it, that's that process outcome again. He looked at the ball, he rocked on the ball, he looked at the goal, and he got a feel for where best to shoot.
Ryan Moore, though, looking to answer, trying to come near side, rimmed it off that near post, and the rebound is grabbed by WONSYLD. Sven shot attempt, blocked by Ryan. Dangerous to try to go down the middle against Ryan Moore.
We stuffed him once.
Swings and misses at this one, gets it back. Clock continues to run, and a quick timeout by WONSYLD.
The hand motion from there was just a hand motion of moving their hands away from themselves. As I believe that is get rid of it, clear it, rather than a motion of try and shoot more. David Kusgard is one of my favourite people to talk to about table soccer. He really is. He's such an intelligent, such an intuitive guy. He really understands it on a, well, we talk about it regularly on a higher level. For those of you out there, there are some people that are alpha foos and beta foos. There's very few of you that meta foos. And there is a few of us that do that.
Picked up here by WONSYLD.
David's another. There's not many more.
And Sven now with a chance to tie this third game up at 3. WONSYLD. Quick shot attempt blocked by Moore. Comes back to Sven, who will reset. Take another look. Taking a lot of time here. Try to come to the near corner. There's Ryan Moore waiting for him to block it and take it away.
Once again, Jim, left him a lot of straight, left him a lot of middle. He looked to be blocking what you and I would call maybe a short push and that long pull. And the whole of the short pull and the whole of the straight was open.
Big, long pull shot there was on goal. WONSYLD positioned correctly. Able to make the stop and eventually pick up the rebound on his 5. And the pass attempt ends up in the back of the goal. It's 3-3. While this may look like a shot, it's actually a pass attempt that angles in.
Not sure where Ryan's men were all the way over there, to be honest.
So WONSYLD, who has played very well, very tough on the fireball table, and he steals it away here. Quick shot attempt, and he picks it up off the back wall. A chance for Sven to take the lead. And he does.
And he goes straight.
WONSYLD with 2 in a row has surged ahead 4-3.
And that, Jim, is what he's been needing to do. That's the only difference for me is why Ryan was winning and not Sven, is that reluctance to take that straight, which has been there so much.
Ryan Moore is going to use a timeout here. He's down 4-3 on his home table. If WONSYLD is able to pull this game out, we would head back over to his home table, the Monzini, and he'd have a top opportunity to win the World Championship.
Having a bite of an apple. Lovely. There you see the American team. A few of the players warming up, getting ready.
Ryan Moore in a difficult situation right now, playing a very tough opponent who has him down 4-3 here in the third game on his home table. Ryan has been in these kinds of situations before and seemingly always has responded. So let's see. Ryan able to get this one through. We'll have an opportunity to tie it at 4. Remember, we're on Ryan Moore's home table. Moore sets up the snake. Walks it around. Tried to come down the middle, blocked off that inside wall and in. Tough break there for WONSYLD to really put up some good defense against the snake shot. Ryan tried to go straight, angled it just a bit off the 2-rod, off the inside wall and in. Looked like the hole was there initially, though.
Ryan really has to, for me, block the wall. Block the wall, because that's where Sven's had this success.
Tied at 4 here in game number 3. WONSYLD.
That's why Ryan's in the final and I'm not.
Among other things. That one blocked back towards the goal, picked up here by WONSYLD.
He had a better draw.
Sven, you see Ryan completely in the forward position defensively. Sometimes you'll put one hand back there. Sometimes you'll get all the way back defensively. Sven does clear it, picks it up, and has a chance to steal game number 3. Quick shot down the middle, blocked and taken away by Moore. Again, that's a situation where you'd like to see Sven WONSYLD take some time.
Yeah.
And even a timeout. Shot just wide of the goal by Moore. Picked up here by WONSYLD.
And they both have a timeout left, Jim. They both got a timeout in this game. For viewers out there, each player has 2 timeouts per game. Obviously, each game is 1 game to 5 on each table, so they have 2.
4-4. WONSYLD has it almost stolen away by Moore. Sven once again. Angles that one, knocks it back. Nice save. He got his hand on the 5-row to keep it off of Ryan Moore's 3. WONSYLD again. Clock was running there, and then Moore steals it. A little bit of difficulty clearing the zone. Ryan has a timeout left. Let's see if he uses one or if he goes for it as he walks it around. And trying to come near side, blocked by WONSYLD, but the rebound off the man and in. Ryan Moore survives game number 3 on his home table. He now leads 2 games to 1. Watch this. It hops in the air, off the rod, off the man, bounces past the defender and in as Ryan celebrates and heads to the other side of the arena and the Bonzini table.
Both players have had a lucky goal on their home table to win. Last goal. So that's 1 for Sven, one for Ryan.
Yes. I guess that's all fair in Foos and War. Both players have held on their home tables. Ryan Moore up 2 games to 1. Both of his wins on the fireball. Sven WONSYLD looking to hold again and send this down to a 5th and final game, which is played on both tables. You start off with 1 ball on the fireball, then move over for 2 balls on Bonzini. And the first player to get to 5 winning by 2. In other words, you've got to steal a point at least on the opponent's table.
Yeah.
Would win the match, but that would be the 5th game, and WONSYLD must win this one to get there, and he blocks this one back into the goal. Now, initially, Ryan Moore made the steal, but WONSYLD makes the block. Moore didn't get back there quick enough defensively, and it drops in like that.
What a good referee Rob Arthur's been in this match. He hasn't really had to make any calls. There's been a couple of potential jars, but no harm, no foul. He's let them go.
That pass attempt by Moore, blocked back towards the goal. Of course, everyone in the arena hoping this does go down to a 5th and final game.
Apart from Ryan Moore. And none more than Sven.
And Moore with a beautiful pull kick here.
Beautiful.
It's 1-1. That is not an easy shot to execute on the Bonzini table. But watch here. Ryan takes it across and brings it right back to that short side of the goal and in. One here in game number 4. Ryan needing just 1 more game to win the World Championship for the 2nd time, multi-table. WONSYLD. Back to the standard pin shot. You see the grip is different than the snake. WONSYLD with a left hand fires it into the goal. It's 2-1. He just looks so much more comfortable on his home table. He's not a bad player on fireball by any stretch of the imagination, but on his home table, the Bonzini, he is truly a master, and it's 2-1. Sven WONSYLD, also one of the true gentlemen in the sport of table soccer. We've gotten to know him very well over the years, and not only a great player, but a great guy as well.
Lovely guy, yeah.
Ryan will set up the pull shot.
Ball's not round anymore.
If he can. And he angles this one in. It's 2-2. Couldn't get the set of the pull shot. So as the ball came back to the near side, watch this. He couldn't set it. So he just knocks it in there, angling it intentionally between the men. That's a shot that he executes really well. It's 2-2. Ryan would love to end it on his opponent's home table. But WONSYLD with another possession here. Sven. Comes down the middle here, off a man and in. It's 3-2. So Sven WONSYLD doing what he needs to do on his home table, and that's to execute. His 5 has been very good. The passing rod has been very proficient. Ryan passed that one off the wall, then stamped it on goal. WONSYLD kept it out, but Moore able to grab the rebound again. And he does get a set. He'll shoot the pull shot.
That set's so important for him.
And comes across with that far man. That's the John Wayne, as it's been known, and we'll look at it again. As you set up the pull shot, the opponent thinks you're hitting it with a center man. Instead, you bring it across and nail it home with that far guy.
That is such a hard shot. People have no idea how hard that is on Bonzini, because the ball is so grippy. It's so easy just to get a tiny bit of brush and hit the post, or to completely mess it up and angle it right across the goal.
And Ryan able to steal it away here. Knocked off the back wall again. Ryan just tried to slam dunk that one home. Went wide of the goal. Rebound comes back to him in the goal area.
Here's a man who's never hit the dump and chase, Jim.
No, not a dump and chaser by any stretch of the imagination. He is always firing that shot towards the goal, no matter where he is.
He throws up a Hail Mary, which seems to land and get caught every time. He's your quarterback when he throws that from the back. It's a 60-yard touchdown pass every time.
WONSYLD has it knocked down, sent towards the goal by Sven, then picked up again on the 5 rod by WONSYLD. And he'll have a chance to take the lead. He has shot the ball very well, but first he'll step away and call timeout. Ryan Moore leading 2-1. Tied up at 3 here in game number 4 as Sven WONSYLD of Denmark steps back to the table.
Interesting psychology on this point now. So he's taking the timeout. He's been very good at executing the long push. He's done it quite quickly off a quick set. Will he look to do that again, or will he look to go to the straight? He's hardly hit any middles.
You'd have to think he's looking inside here, but he's had such success to the far corner.
Ryan baiting him such a huge straight.
And he does go to the far corner. He waited, and Ryan Moore kind of slowed down in his baiting and switching. And Sven WONSYLD able to exploit that with this quick, solid effort to the far corner.
It's a tremendously quick shot, isn't it, Jim?
It is a shot that has made him one of the best Bonzini players in the world over the last few years. Ryan Moore now can move within 1 of the championship. As he attempts to set the pull shot up. Clock is running. Ryan will call timeout. 4-3 lead here in the 4th game for Sven WONSYLD.
I just don't know how Sven can hit that so fast, so long with such consistency. I know we all practice. I know we all execute these things so many times, but that is on the Bonzini, it's such a difficult shot, and it's just so impressive to see. Part of that's measured against the fact that so many people in the room find it so hard to do.
Crowd coming alive as Ryan Moore will put it back into play. to tie it at 4. Ryan Moore.
Clock's running.
Stokes it down the middle. It is championship points for Ryan Moore. Looking to steal this 4th game and win the championship behind efforts like that.
What's so impressive there is that he didn't feel the pressure of the clock.
That is impressive.
That's so...
because it was close, which means he just has a really good clock in his head. Probably shot that at 14 seconds. Once he'll be able to pass this one through, he's got a chance to send it to game number 5. Sven. Waiting.
He's got to go long push, isn't he? He's had so much success.
He does. He scores it. We're headed to the 5th and final game.
That looked like a middle for the first time in the whole match.
Let's see if we can look at that again to see if it was a middle, if it was an intentional middle. Looks like he tried to go to the long hole and cut it back.
Yeah.
And Ryan Moore shakes his head, walking away, knows that is not exactly what he meant to do. But the crowd loving the fact that we're headed to a 5th and final game. 1 game for the 2014 ITSF World Cup Men's Singles Championship. Jim Stevens, Ben Mason, the Kazum.com crew, happy to be here to bring you all the excitement of this great event. And it's all come down to one final game. And again, the 5th game format is different. We'll start with 1 ball on the fireball table. We'll then go over for 2 balls on Bonzini, back to fireball for 2, back to Bonzini for 2, until someone gets to 5 points while winning by 2. And theoretically, this 5th game could go to 22-20. It could go forever. And that's a long time.
Oh, it's ages, isn't it?
Ryan Moore on his home table getting this 5th game underway, able to pick up the rebound off the back wall, and he'll set it up looking to strike first.
I'm going to say whoever's leading 2-1, going back to the fireball, is probably going to win.
All right. Writing that down as Ryan walks it around and fired that one off both posts. The rebound comes out to WONSYLD. Now it's not about stealing on the opponent's table. It's about stealing 1 ball. Not a game, but just a point.
This has been such a high-quality final, Jim. I think we've been really treated here, haven't we?
It really has been very good, especially defensively. Just great defense played on both sides of the table. Really a contrast in styles. Sven needs to be careful here.
So work off the push, something different, a different side. Give it a different look. That's a good choice. I'm happy with that.
He does clear his zone, able to pick it up on the 5 and quickly advance it along that near wall. Sven WONSYLD early in this 5th game could steal a goal on Ryan Moore's home table.
Great 3-man defense.
And he does. He strokes it home to the far side.
Have a look at this. I think he's gone right around those men. I think they were right there as well. Have a look. Yeah. Oh, very nice shot. Well executed. Sven showing no nerves at all.
He is a cool customer. Ryan Moore now finds himself down 1-0 here in the 5th game as we move to Sven WONSYLD's home table. Ryan along that wall. Ryan has shot it well as well when he's been able to get a good set, and sometimes even when he couldn't. But WONSYLD there to make the block. Both players had opportunities. That one angled on goal. Ryan Moore's man was in the right position. Ryan steps back to goal and has it taken away by WONSYLD. Sven for a 2-0 lead here in the 5th. Stokes it home, far side. It's 2-0. Again, taking his time. You can't post him up because he'll go around it every time. Ryan Moore really must have this ball. Get a chance here. Ryan. Faking. Clock is still running. Goes with the John Wayne, blocked and taken away by WONSYLD.
Great defense from Sven here.
And angled into the goal by WONSYLD. It's 3-0. Sven WONSYLD 2 goals away from his first multi-table world championship. And again, the angling effort with the left hand, the fist pump, and the walk across the arena to the fireball table. And Ryan Moore must have both of these. It's 2 balls here on fireball. Ryan putting it into play. We watched Ryan Moore earlier come back from a 4-0 deficit against the great Luxembourg player, Yannick Correa. Certainly capable of making the comeback. But Sven with a shot down the middle, and WONSYLD playing with such confidence, even on his opponent's home table.
You can see he's really grown in stature in this 5th and final game.
And Ryan will put it back into play. Ryan Moore looking at that short side of the goal. And it comes down the middle. WONSYLD keeps it out.
Spinning ball.
Sven has done a great job of keeping Ryan Moore off the scoreboard from goal.
Yeah.
Usually Ryan Moore can count on scoring 1, 2, possibly 3 in a game from his 2-rod in that goal area. But WONSYLD has really taken that element out of it.
It makes getting to 5 a lot easier if you're getting 1 or 2 from your goalie. And yeah, I think that might be the difference. I think that's what might have helped Sven potentially win this world title.
He is 2 goals away from doing just that. He has possession of the ball on his 2-rod.
How many apples has the man eaten, mind? First to 5, best of 5 he's got. He's come through an orchard.
WONSYLD putting the ball back into play. Shot down the middle on goal. Rebound comes to the 5 of Moore. Ryan brushes it down along that near wall nicely. Looking for his first score of this 5th game. Sets it up. Walks it. And strokes it down the middle. It's 3-1. The American bench trying to get behind their man, but he is down by 2 here in game number 5.
I'd argue Ryan doesn't need it. Ryan's quite capable of motivating himself here. Now Wall, there we are.
And the pass attempt, WONSYLD couldn't hold on to the first one, then quickly rushes it through on the second attempt. A chance to move within 1 of the World Championship here for Sven WONSYLD. Sven taking his time and strokes it home. It is championship point for WONSYLD, a 4-1, and we head back over to his home table.
He's got 2 of them, Jim. In fact, he's got
After
3
that.
total. He's got 3 total, but he's got 2 on his own table. 2 World Championship points.
Well, obviously, Ryan Moore must have both of these as we head back over to Bonzini. Somewhat stunning turn of events here in this 5th game. Ryan will get a chance to get the first one. Comes back with a rolling pull shot, knocked down, comes back to Moore. Ryan just can't get a good set. The Bonzini table, not designed to be a pull shooting table. Moore tried to stroke the long, blocked away, and then picked up on the 5 by Sven WONSYLD. Sven with a pass attempt down the middle and angled on goal by Moore. And again, WONSYLD in the right position. Remains championship point for WONSYLD. And he can win it right here. For the World Championship, Sven WONSYLD of Denmark. Angled that one, blocked and taken away by Moore.
Audacious shot to try and win a World Championship.
He has not shot that all day long and chooses this possession to do it, but he's got a few to play with.
I think that's one you want to tell the grandkids about. Do you remember when I won a World Championship with a slider?
Get another chance here. Seems like just a matter of time before Sven WONSYLD wins his first multi-table World Championship, and he's got a chance to do it right here. WONSYLD. Stokes it home, and there it is. Sven WONSYLD WONSYLD of Denmark has defeated Ryan Moore in 5 exciting games to win his first ever ITSF Multi-Table World Championship. Great performance by a great player from Denmark. A disappointed Ryan Moore steps away. Can't believe the way things turned around on him in that 5th game. The two players exchanged wins on their home tables, but it was Sven WONSYLD who won in that multi-table 5th game to win his first ever world title. I'd like to thank everybody around the world for joining us here from Nantes, France on this Thursday at the World Cup. More action tomorrow at Gazoom.com and on through the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, with the exciting team event as well. For Ben Mason, I'm Jim Stevens. We'll see you tomorrow.